Hello students, I am Renu Matthew, Assistant Professor, MC Department, IISM Pune. Today let us discuss the concept static testing. There are two test approaches. It can be static testing approach or dynamic testing approach. Based on the test approach, whether static testing or dynamic testing, the testing objectives, that is evaluation of the software work products or revealing defects and quality, can be achieved. Static testing is the testing of the component or system at specification or implementation level without the execution of the software. Whereas dynamic testing is the testing that involves the execution of a software. That is, it can be a component or the system which you are executing and testing in dynamic testing. Static testing and dynamic testing are complementary as they tend to find different types of defects in the software. Defects found using static testing are deviations from standards, missing requirements, design defects, non-maintainable code, and inconsistent interface specification. In dynamic method, software is executed using a set of input values and its output is examined and compared to what is expected, and it identifies failures. So we can say that static testing finds defects rather than failures, where dynamic testing identifies the failures in the software. So static testing is the testing of the software work products manually or with a set of tools, but they cannot be executed. Static design techniques allow us to find defects directly in the software work products like the SRS, the design document, or the code specification without the execution of the code and without the need to isolate the failure to locate the underlying defect. It includes both review and static analysis methods. The benefits of static testing are: static testing can be started at early in the life cycle, so early feedback on quality issues can be established as the defects are getting detected at an early stage itself. So the rework cost most often is relatively low. Development productivity is likely to increase because of the less rework effort involved. The evaluation by a team has the additional advantage that there is an exchange of information between the participants of software development, and it also contributes to an increased awareness of quality issues among the team members. So static testing is very suitable for improving the quality of the software work products, and we can say that software testing using static approach helps us to give the feedback which allow us to go for process improvement in software development. Now let us discuss people techniques in static testing techniques, that is the manual static testing techniques. Static testing can be done at individual level by employing dex checking and proofreading methods. Static testing can be done at group level by employing review methods, which involves both formal and informal review methods. Dex checking. Dex checking is a manual, that means a non-computerized technique for checking the logic of an algorithm. The person performing the dex check effectively acts as a computer using a pen and a paper to record the results of checking the algorithm. The dex checker carefully follows the algorithm to adhere to the logic specified in the algorithm. The benefits of dex checking are: it is useful to check an algorithm before coding thereby confirming that the algorithm will be useful and it will work as expected and saves time, possibly writing a program that does not do what was intended. Let us consider an example to understand how DEX checking will be performed. Let the problem description be display grade and whether a student passed or failed a subject depending upon the mark. So the algorithm written by the programmer for the above description will be like a function display grade where the mark will be given as an input. Then it will check whether the input mark is greater than or equal to 50. If true, then pass will be assigned to grade and it will display well done. If mark is less than 50, then it will go to the else part of the if condition and it will assign not passed to grade and it will come out of the if statement and then it will display the final grade based on the true value or on the false value, right? So then the execution will stop. A DEX check is normally done as a table with columns. The first column of the table will be for pseudocode line number. Then we have one column per variable which is given in alphabetical order of the variable names. As each step of the algorithm is completed, the new values of the variables as input will be given to the appropriate column. Then we have a condition column. The result of the condition will be always either true or false. As the algorithm is executed, conditions are evaluated and the details are recorded in the condition column. The last column will be an input-output column which is used to show what is input by the user and to display the output from the program or the set of code which is written or the algorithm written. So it will show the input as the variable name and a question mark and the value input. For example, for this problem description, it will be mark, then a question mark and the actual input value. So if you consider this example where the user is inputting a value of 75 for mark, then it will be mark, then a question mark and 75. Let us suppose that we want to check the algorithm when user inputs a mark value as 75 for the above problem definition. As per our example in the DEX check, the first column will be the line numbers 1 to 10 which we have assigned for the algorithm. Then we have a column for grade and then for mark which is given in alphabetical order. Then we have a column for condition and the last one for the input output. When the first line of the algorithm is performed, there is no assignment, so the first row will be empty. For the second line, we accept a value for the variable mark. In this case, it is 75 and it will be entered in the column under mark in the second row. And again in the input output column, we will give mark, question mark and the input value that is 75. On the third line of the condition, if mark greater than equal to 50 will be checked and the result is entered in the grade that is on the fourth line and the condition will be entered in the third line that is 75 greater than or equal to 50, the question mark and the result of the condition is true. So we will write is T. Since the condition result is true, the fourth line is performed and the pass is assigned to the grade. Then the control comes out of the if statement and the 9th statement will be performed, which is display well done as the output. So under the input output column, we write well done. And finally, the 9th line will give an output as pass, which is display the grade. So it will displaying the grade as pass. So in the 10th line, the execution stops. So there is no entry to be made in the table. So this is how a dex check table is created, and it is used by the programmer to check whether the algorithm works as expected and to see whether the code has to be written or not. With this, we come to the end of this video. Stay tuned for the upcoming video on review methods. Thank you.